The prompts in the Jubilee video was like, men should be the leader in like romantic relationships. And I think that relationships are fundamentally a partnership between two people. Some people have strengths, some people have weaknesses. I think to say that like there ought to be a one size fits all when people are so different.
Are you going to be the leader in your relationship?
No. I'm not going to be the leader. I don't think there should be a leader. I will lead sometimes. I assume that my partner will lead sometimes.
What if she says, I want you to lead?
Yeah, then I will. I mean, it depends what you mean by like lead. I would never want my girlfriend to like take the back seat on everything.
What if she wanted to?
Then I wouldn't date that person, because I want someone who's also assertive, who matches my intellect, who I feel is a kind of my intellectual equal.
Whoa. You're this close to being gay.
Oh my goodness. First and foremost, one of the most irritating things to me is talking to small-minded people. You can agree to disagree, and what works for you is not going to work for somebody else. I come from a Mexican household, and I just have to say this so you guys understand where I'm coming from. They work as a team, and they always have. The reason why I agree with him to a certain extent is because of this reason. There are so many women out here that don't know how to do things on their own. It sounds sad, but it's true. Women should be feminine and soft. I agree. But just imagine this. He goes paralyzed. Something happens to him. She don't like pumping her gas on her own. She can't handle finances. She doesn't know how to pay rent because she's so clueless. And I don't mean that rudely. There's a lot of women who don't know these things. That's why when their husband dies or something happens, they're scattered. Or better, their husband cheats and now they have no money to their name. They don't know what to do. I truly believe that women should have some type of assertiveness to themselves. Not to the point where it's over dominating a man or being rude or disrespectful, but enough to maneuver in life. The generation is different, you guys. Women are making just as much money as men nowadays. I don't think a woman should sit here and belittle you, just like I don't think a man should, but I think it works better as a team. I find it so funny that a lot of men will say, women are lazy, they're gold diggers, they don't want to help out, this and that. But what happens when you find a woman who wants to help out, who wants to be your teammate? And there's a lot of men who don't want to be an authority of a woman. There's men out here who don't like women that they have to tell everything to and have them do everything. Some men like their women already knowing how to do things. Again, this is why we're all different people. How you gonna call somebody gay because that's what he wants in a woman? This is why I say, y'all, I don't like having these conversations, let alone do I like even going on these damn podcasts no more, because you're talking to people that their mindsets just aren't even there, and they only can see their perspective, and it's right, and that's it. They don't look at multiple perspectives, and they don't go, oh, I understand where you're coming from. Like, one thing about me, even if I don't agree with you, I can understand where you're coming from. I might not agree fully, but I'll go, you know what? That is kind of true. And I always say this and people judge me for it. I feel like women should be strong. Oh, that's not a thing. Nah. But my grandmother was strong. When my grandpa passed away, she was holding down the household. If she wasn't strong, I don't think we would have made it. If my grandma didn't have that backbone and that type of demeanor to handle those things, I don't think anybody would have made it. You know what I mean? And I feel like a strong man should have a strong woman, a dynamic duo. How do you think power couples happen? You can't be a fucking man who's getting it and a woman just sitting there. Where does that work at? Don't get me wrong, y'all. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying with femininity and masculinity, because those are two different things. Because a woman could always sit in the back while the man does certain things and her just be there helping him. He's the pilot. She's reading the map out. You know what I mean? They have a destination. I just personally think that calling somebody gay and stuff over this is crazy. Why do people always use it as an insult? So what? This world is LGBTQ premium plus. I don't know why we're throwing that as an insult. So what? I'm sorry, y'all, but one thing about me, whether I get judged or not, I will always stand on boundaries. So if somebody doesn't like me or doesn't like what I have to say, I don't give a fuck. I will die on this hill. I will literally get rocket launched off of this hill. That's how much I'm going to die on this hill. So if I say I want a partner who's a teammate and us do things together, then that's on me. Like, you know how many times I've said this? That's why I agree with him, where I don't really want to be the woman who's like sitting at home and chilling. Like you guys already know I work a regular job and I do social media. Eventually, if I do have kids and have a partner, I'm going to stay home, but still do social media as my job, so that way I'm still, having some type of income, because I want to help. I want to contribute to the family. I also don't want Christmas and stuff to come by and me be like, babe, can I have some money? I'm swiping your cards to pay for your gift. Couldn't be me. And again, I was raised differently. And you guys know this. I was raised in a traditional household where the women chill, sit down, relax, and all that stuff. But my grandma was still very hardworking. She was still very feminine, but very hardworking and very much like to help people. I think that's where I got a lot of my traits from. Thank you, Grandma. Love you to death. But seriously, I see nothing wrong with this. What works for you doesn't work for others. Stop trying to push your opinions onto other people when they might not be able to handle that dynamic. Most men are not going to ever touch millions of dollars. And I don't mean this rudely. So if that's the case, they're going to have to go 50-50. Just like most women are never going to be with a millionaire because so many of them are older and probably guys you're not attracted to. And then again, you might not even be their type. So some of you guys have to be with somebody who goes 50-50, or some of you guys have to be with someone who does things, 50-50. Why is that such a bad thing? Why are we letting people shame us into, oh, if we don't have this, we're going to do that? And don't let this stop you from being in a relationship because you let people like this make you feel bad. So I always tell you, no matter what people do to you, have a backbone. Be set in your standards so nobody could judge you or make you feel bad for what you feel like. If I want to contribute to the household, if I want to help my man just as much as he helps me, I see nothing wrong with that. Half these couples nowadays are together and don't even love each other. And you think I'm going to feel some type of way because you're calling me gay? Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Such an insult. I'm dead. But no, seriously though. Have your own mindset, y'all. Do what you want in your relationship. If you want to help your man out, do that. If you want to be a feminine, soft girl in her era and, have a man take care of you, do that. I don't care, y'all. Me personally, my biggest thing with any relationship, do they make you happy? Like, are you completely happy? Like, when you look at that person, is there love in your eyes? Are you taken care of emotionally, spiritually? Are you connected? Everybody in this generation is so focused on fucking money and all this dumb shit. I think this is the reason why a lot of people are single, because you guys are so damn picky and want to critique everything. Live your life and live for you. Be happy.